Hey guys, welcome back to another video.
Welcome back, nerd.
Here I'm going to show you how to make the changes when installing the Helix Overdrive. I will put all the links to the website in my video description. And after that, I will show you what changes you need to make to start modifying your tune. And at the end of the video, I've got something very exciting to share that'll make tuning a lot easier for you. So first go to the N54 public repository, hit code, download zip, and once that downloads you can extract all and save it to the desktop.
I'm trying to save it, and I will save it.
And then you can go to this file, go to N54. The one that says legacy is for the older style XDF, which is what we will use. The one that doesn't say legacy has the new MHD suites for map swap on the go. In the future, I will go over the MHD suite so you can have the map changes on the fly.
Now I need you to put your thinking caps on.
Because in this video, I'm going to show you how to add the VCV tables into whichever XDF file you need to use for your car. So now we can open up Tuner Pro and we can select the XDF from the zip file that we just downloaded. Go into N54, and depending on which computer you have, you can make your selection. I have the IJEOS, and I'm going to use legacy file, but you can see what computer you have by grabbing the stock bin off of your car. So then using our phone, we can plug in our MHD Wi-Fi OBD connector, pull up the app, and then we will generate a stock file, and this will also tell you which XDF file to use. I recommend hitting save XDF as, and then you can rename it VCV tables added.
You get a piece of it, you can rename it.
So then go to view, edit XDF headers, go down to categories, and then we're going to name the next open category VCV table. Apply and close. And then in my video description, I will have a Google Drive with the other XDF files you need to open that will have the VCV tables. So go ahead and open that. There's 8 of them that need to be swapped over.
Why don't you take a picture? It'll last longer.
Make sure you get each one. So copy, recent, go to your new one that we just made. Open up this last one right here. Right click, paste. Right click, edit parameter XDF file, and then bring this down to VCV. Apply, close. To make sure that it actually worked, exit out of here, go to view, and hit show parameter tree, and now you added your first VCV table. Save XDF, and we're gonna just repeat this for all 8 of these XDF files. Go to recent, go to only VCV. Now we need to get the second one. Copy. Paste. Save. Paste. And then once you're all done, it will look like this. And then there'll be a few changes you need to make to your bin file. And these changes are the coolant temp threshold, both of them. You need to go from 40 degrees Celsius to 5 degrees Celsius. And then you need to change the maximum allowed current from 2.4 to 2.8. But also along with this, you need to raise your RPM up, and that will help with the chatter. I have my RPM raised to 1050 using MHD. Again, thanks for watching, and if you're enjoying these videos, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, please leave a comment. I try to reply as fast as I can. And for those of you who are new to the channel, here's a quick overview on setting up a new tune so you can custom tune your BMW. In the video description, I'll put a link to Tuner Pro, so download the free version here, and then I'll also put a link to the N54 repository. You'll need to download the zip and extract them. And this will be where you get the most up-to-date XDF files. But after downloading that, you could head down to your car so you can grab a stock bin off of your car. So then using our phone, we can plug in our MHD Wi-Fi OBD connector, pull up the app, and then we will generate a stock file, and this will also tell you which XDF file to use. Then you can pull up Tuner Pro. We're going to select the XDF. Whichever model your car is, we're going to do legacy. This is more of the simple XDF file and not the multi-map MHD suites. And then you hit file and then open bin, and then you're going to open up the stock bin for your car. First, save bin as N5491 tune. Save that. And then we need to go through and get rid of all the different nannies. So we're going to do that first. Change the map max voltage to 4.8. Requested torque limit driver. You're going to change these to 737.6. Torque limit offset A, you'll change that to 250. Torque monitor ceiling, change to 1492. Load limit factor, you will change to 0.130. Boost limit multiplier, some people change this to 3.0. I changed it to 2.9. That way my boost is always a tiny bit below my actual target. 2FA3. To turn off, type in 00 and that will turn off this code. 30FF underboost, turn this off. So now that we're done with all the nannies, it's time to start tuning the car. Let's start with fuel. Go to fuel scaler. We need to add the breakpoints here. And if you pull up the Excel sheet, there will be the actual breakpoints that you need to add here. So you can copy the breakpoints and the RPMs, then you'll copy the breakpoints in the load with these ones right here. And you'll do that for both bank 1 and bank 2. So then you got your scalers, bank 1 and bank 2. This is your fine tuning for your short-term fuel trims. And we're just tuning for 91. So I would probably start by putting probably 1.1. For my car, they end up closer to 1.3 with 91 octane. And make sure both bank 1 and 2 are exactly the same. Okay, next thing we need to do is adjust your load target, and this is your actual requesting boost. I would start out with probably 155 here. You gotta do them both for both tables. And 155 load is about 14 psi. If you have a different T-map, you can change the actual voltages right here. And this is only if you have a different T-map. So these are the new voltages you'll put in under the map conversion voltage. And then you can put in these values under the map conversion custom. This is adapting or adjusting the new T-map to what the car will see and how it'll read the boost. So now you can go ahead and go for a test drive in your car and make sure everything runs good. In MHD, you can select the N20 T-map sensor if that's what you have installed on your car. The first things I look at when reviewing the log are the short-term fuel trims. I like them to be closer to 0. If they go to 34, that means they are fully maxed out. So you want them to be close to 0. If they are close to 0, then you can look at your boost next and see if you're hitting the requested boost. If your fuel scalers are fine, I would start adjusting your boost, because if you adjust your fuel scalers first, then once you turn up the boost, they will be off again. But if your fuel scalers are way off, then you do need to adjust those. I would say keep them under 10 while you're adjusting the boost. My fuel scalers ended up being closer to 1.3 on 91 octane. I have another video giving full details on doing a tune, so I will link that here at the end of this video. So you go ahead and make sure you check that out. And also here is a quick preview on the program that's going to help you fine-tune your short-term fuel trims. So this is a program called Mega Log Viewer, and this is where you can actually take your MHD log. You could drive for 30 minutes, take your MHD log, upload it onto your computer, and then you can create different histograms. So what this means is this is the same exact map as what we have in Tuner Pro. You can take all these values, put it in this histogram here, and then it'll automatically populate however you want it or whatever you want to put in there. So right now I have it as the actual map. I got my RPM and I got my load, and then I have my short-term fuel trims. So you can see here, if I were to look at a certain area, let's say 500 RPMs, 27 load, 500 RPM, 27 load. If I go back to this area, it is adding 2% of fuel. Just like what we look at the logs, it is adding or subtracting fuel. So here it's adding 2% fuel. Here it's adding 3.8. These are the averages. So then you could take this and you can use another program that I have called Universal Patcher. When you open up this program, you can actually open up the tuner profile on this program. And then what that'll allow you to do is go back here. You're going to copy all of these cells. And then you can go back to this other program. You can right click, paste special, and then you will multiply by percentage. And then it'll automatically change all of those cells by that certain percentage. So then you could save this file actually using this app and it'll change the actual file in Tuner Pro, or you could take these numbers, copy it, go back to Tuner Pro, and you can paste them in. So then it'll actually change these numbers and only change the ones that were affected. That way you can slowly fine tune these cells doing a long drive instead of trying to go through and analyze each individual cell and make small little changes. This will analyze all the cells you hit while driving. That'll make things a lot easier. Another thing you can do with Mega Log Viewer is you can create different histograms. So what I've done is I've made a histogram showing all my timing corrections. And you can do it so it shows all cylinder timing corrections. So then you can look at this log and you can see where you actually have major timing corrections. And then you could go over here to filters and you could say, hey, I don't want timing corrections to show that are under a certain throttle, or you want it to be a higher throttle, you want to see what timing corrections you have. So that is a good way to see where your timing corrections are. And then another one I made is the actual boost target versus what boost I'm actually hitting. You can change your maximum values, minimum values. This would say, hey, at this cell, I'm not hitting my boost target. And that would correlate to my wastegate duty cycle base table. So I would say, hey, right here at this cell, I need to raise it up a little bit more. Or these cells, I need to raise it up a little bit more. The other really cool thing about this is if you move, this is your actual log. If you move here, you can see which cells the car is hitting as it's driving. And you can see how the boost travels on the wastegate duty cycle table, or any of the tables. So it's interesting to see that it travels this way when I'm going to give it full throttle. That's just good information to have when you're looking at this table. You know it kind of comes around here, travels this way when you're at full throttle. So you can make changes needed on your wastegate duty cycle base table if you're not hitting your boost and you know what cells to do. It's a little easier to see. So other than that, these are some of the major updates that I have. I will create another video showing more details on how to use these apps and where to download it from, but I will put the link in the video description and you can check it out on your own. And the Mega Log Viewer I did have to pay for, but to me it's totally worth it. So again, thanks for watching and don't forget to like and subscribe.